Everything's looking good here. Yeah, good. Alright, we're gonna continue and take off.
So you should have it in your PM now.
Yeah, I got it now.
Boarding is now complete. Flight attendants prepare the cabins. Verify arm door, standby for all call.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
On runway 05 left.
Jordan, you had issues with the FMC, web FMC earlier. Did you get it solved?
Nope. I'll deal with that another day.
Thank you.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we've closed the main cabin doors, so we need our customers seated with their seatbelts fastened, seat backs and tray tables to full upright and long position, luggage under the seat in front of you completely.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Unplugged and under the seat in front of you at this time. Smaller devices must be unplugged. They may remain on in airplane mode.
Gear up.
Flight attendants, please prepare doors for departure across deck. Stand by for all calls.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback and you may start engines.
Check the jetway. It's not disconnecting.
I'm getting wind shear.
Is that you, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm getting wind shear for some reason.
At 4,000 feet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. See what
What's
happens.
that?
Is this a restriction height?
Yeah, 5,000 feet restriction to Listo, and then I can climb up to cruising. Just because of the other airports in the area, they have different priority and different altitude restrictions as well. Keeps everyone from not hitting each other in the sky.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
This is when I do this.
Cell is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, bye-bye, bitte, pushback.
Oh, ist das ungewohnt mit... that's unusual with this track IR. Wow.
Well, I'm running Delta announcements. I thought I was running Ryanair.
Approaching 05 left. On runway 05 left.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
V1, rotate. Positive rate. $400. $1,000.
$10 miles out from top of climb. Everything's looking good so far.
So no ATC at the moment.
I don't know. I'm not online. Or are you telling us that there's no ATC?
Yeah. Okay. That's weird. X-Camera doesn't want to enable.
quite a steep climb there in the beginning, eh?
Hey, Sasso, didn't see you in here. How you doing?
Hello, good. You? Hello.
Excellent.
No, X camera is not working. What's that?
Like a teardrop approach to the airport. Almost.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fasten seatbelt sign is still on, and please remain seated. When the captain does turn off the sign, feel free to stand up and stretch your legs at that time. However, we do ask while you're in your seat, please keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case we do encounter any unexpected clear or turbulence. And for everyone's safety, please make certain all your personal belongings are free and clear of the aisle. You may now use all approved personal electronic devices. We'll be serving a variety of complimentary drinks as well as select beer and wine. In addition, there are other alcoholic beverages for purchase. And we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our service on tonight's flight. If there's anything we can do to make them enjoyable, please don't hesitate to call upon us. Thank you.
So back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Actually, my favorite view is just sitting on the back end looking out.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's maybe. Everybody was standing at takeoff.
Around, I think it's here and there. Well, they're all in the back because of that steep.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the plane was so tail heavy there in the beginning.
Why the steep.
They all piled up in the toilet.
On top of those two stewardesses, of course.
Of course.
Flying over London here shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, left we have nothing but plain country. On our right we have a couple of clouds.
Thousand to go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck. We've reached our cruising altitude. Looks like we are anticipating
Flying over
on-time
London City
arrival.
Center. Airport.
You're going to head and turn off the seatbelt at this time. Just remember, if you are in your seats, keep your seatbelts fastened in case we do experience any unexpected turbulence. Enjoy the flight, and if there's anything we can do to make your ride, to let a member of the crew know.
To grab something to eat. Time.
Yes, it's time for snacks and beer.
I like snacks and beer.
Yeah.
It's only 9 a.m. here. I'm still in coffee mode.
My chat on the YouTube channel.
What was that?
Read chat. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Okay. Under my avatar, it's saying thank you for the info or something like that. And a big thumbs up.
Obviously I did something wrong here. It's going up and down.
It's porpoising.
Yeah. Anything is wrong. I did something wrong.
Do you have the augmented nonsense going on in your joystick settings sensitivity?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's a Brunner yoke, so yeah, it's reacting a bit different. Yeah, let's see. Pitching.
Is this your first leg?
Yes.
What's that wind speed? I can't see it so clearly.
Heading 21, 24 knots.
There we go. The difference from having ortho to no ortho. Going across the channel, it looks completely different on the other side.
Yeah, I don't have any orthos in the UK either. Actually, hardly anywhere. That really looks bland.
So we're taking the same approach.
It's going to be the KOK for Alpha.
Correct, yep.
Yes.
I didn't want to say cock for Alpha.
Yeah, it looks like we teardrop. We turn around a bit and then loop into our final. That's how it looks to me, right? Is
I'm
that
using the Golf Sierra Yankee transition for that.
there's a transition?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which is right above the airport.
It's not much better really, but it's a bit wider. It's not such a tight turn bit.
See, I'm going to RMP. That one there. Then you come around and then go into final.
Probably we can cut. Oh, okay.
So it's like a reverse teardrop.
06.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, but I will cut off, I think, Ablitz or B-Boss.
Oh, you're going to go direct to
yeah, B-Boss.
B-Boss and take out the Gulf Sierra Yankee? That makes sense, actually.
That would also be smoother.
Yeah.
That's the point.
I'm going to take out GSY. So go direct to Rec P from Nivor. Yeah, that looks a lot nicer.
So let's see, what does it say here? Huh? What is that?
I'm about 6 miles out from top of descent.
So
just getting across the channel now.
For me about 60, yeah. B-Boss 3000. Nivor, B-Boss, what is the transition? TSY is, what is TSY? That's that, okay. RecP, what is RecP? It's not mentioned.
$10 miles from Cock.
Yeah.
That's a long
A
one.
long one. So B was Abrix. GSY transition cable, let's put it in. Then let's see. So GSY we put away, then we put it like this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. If you go take a look at your plan now, it's a lot more smoother going in.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
What I always forget is this here. Keeping the track. If something is going wrong. The point is, if you get a heading from a controller, then if you haven't set this and you push heading select, then you select the heading on the knob. So the aircraft starts to turn at first. If you select the direction you are flying at the moment, then it keeps at that direction. So fine. 40 miles to go to top of descent. Then let's amend some things here. We want to have 3,000 here. Oh. Okay. And 3,000 here. Come on. And 2,500 here. Yes. Execute. That is
What's
fine.
the decision altitude you got?
Where?
Runway
Plan?
6.
Refer to minimum.
895. I have 895 as.
Yeah, is that
I
your
just did the
radio
altitude.
barrow? I think the actual height is less.
Refer to
291.
minimum. Where do you get it?
Go to your graph there on your tablet. Go all the way down to the bottom. Down.
Yeah.
Down. Where it says LNAV VNAV, you have A, and I believe your decision altitude is 291.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Am I right?
No.
No?
I don't know.
No.
But we're not
basically,
Class A.
no. First of all, we are Class C, so in case
okay.
it will be the Class C one, and then you have DA, and then in brackets there is the H, which means height. Now, if we go as we go for an air-nav approach, I believe, is gonna be a decision altitude. So we are gonna set as a baro minimum 912, because we want not the one in bracket, because in bracket is gonna be the height, so the radio. But we use radio only if we do a Cat 2 or a Cat 3 approach. In all the other approach, as far as I know in Europe at least, we go with decision altitude. So if we talk about altitude, we talk about baro. So it's gonna be a baro minimum 912.
Ah, okay.
Thank you, Sasso.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, I've said it. Perfect.
How do you get to the sea as the selection? How do you say, okay, it's a C, the C values we have to use?
It's because the category of the airplane, C, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie or Delta, is the category of the aircraft. The aircraft are categorized by the VUREF speed, and the VUREF for a 737 is between, I think category C is between 115 and 130 or something similar, or 130, 140, and because at the maximum landing weight flux 40 for 737, I think it is 142 knots. Then you have the category C.
Ah, okay.
Gotcha. Makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
I actually thought the decision height is the second value, the one in brackets, and the decision altitude is the radio one.
No, it's the other way around. Remember, if you talk about altitude, it's related to the sea. So altitude is the one you read when you have selected your QNH. Instead, the height is something that you want from the terrain you have below you, either the ground or the tarmac at the airport or whatever. So in that case, it comes up as a radio altitude.
Okay.
So what is your procedure normally when you reach top of descent? Okay, normally you are on in ATC coverage. But when you reach the top of descent, what is the first altitude you are dialing in? Is it 10,000 feet or a bit more?
Well, it depends.
Just to be sure.
It depends. Okay, I can tell you. Real life, it depends on ATC. You have ATC, so most likely will be step descent, 99% of the time. What I personally do, if there is no ATC, so I'm not talking about real life, I just go down as a step. So I can go down to 10,000 and then do another one like a transition into the altitude.
Okay. So I saw and I heard something. Even if you get a clearance to descend below 10,000 feet, they say, okay, we are going to 10,500 or something like this, just to be sure that we descend not further down with a higher speed. And then if it is clear, then we dial down.
I can agree with you, but it depends on the situation. I mean, if I'm doing an AirNav approach, for instance, or nowadays there are lots of lots of arrival procedures with step descent in terms of point. So there are some points, you can see these on the FMC in the legs page. I don't know, you have during your start, before reaching the ILS point, let's say, you have some points that are, for instance, 120 or above. I don't know, something just
Yeah.
Now, of course, you can have two options. The first option is to do these all in VNAV. So, even if the ATC clear us, let's say that the intercept altitude for the ILS is 3,000. So a standard 3,000 feet, we intercept the ILS, the glide path. And the ATC, we are at 20,000 feet, at level 210. And he says to us, Ryanair 123, you are clear to descend according with the procedure, descend 3,000 feet or QNH or whatever, and clear for the ILS. That's magic, never gonna happen in real life, but anyway. You have two options over there, because if you select 3,000, you can select immediately 3,000 in the MCP, but then you have to make sure you remain in VNAV. So the airplane will respect the constraint of 120 or above, if there is one, of course. If there is no constraint, I don't mind. But maybe if there is a constraint, it's because of the rain clearance. So you don't want to go below that because you are going to go below minimum. Okay? So you can do that. Problem is that as soon as you switch into another descent mode, either vertical speed or level change, you are gonna lose the safe mode of the VNAV. So it's not gonna respect the 120 or above. If you are in vertical speed or level change, it's gonna don't respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why, even if we are gonna receive a clearance like that, like descend 3,000 feet clear for the approach, we are gonna personally, what I would do, I will leave VNAV, level change or whatever, select 120 initially, which is my first buffet, let's call it the first line, 120, and then, yes, and then once I'm on the navigation display 1 mile from that point, so let's say I have the point XY in front of me, which has the constraint 120 or above, and I'm descending with 120 set on the MCP altitude. When I am 1 mile out from that point, and I can see that in the navigation display, only at that point I will go for 3,000 in the MCP altitude. So I'm sure I respect that constraint.
Yeah.
But you can see this. You can see this very, very clearly in AirNav approach. Now I don't know that one. If you, I don't know which airport it is.
It was in, and I changed the. If you have the screen for me here, I have changed the 3,000 above to fixed 3,000. It was a constraint as well as the next one. Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, it really depends. You can have an AirNav approach where you have a step descent as well with the various points. So what I'm gonna do to fly that, I'm gonna stay into VNAV, but instead of setting immediately when you are clear for the approach, instead of setting immediately the last altitude, the intercept altitude, for example 3,000, I'm gonna follow the legs, and this will help you a lot with the situational awareness because you know exactly in which segment you are. So I just follow the legs page, and if there is point 1, 5,000 feet or above, point 2, 4,000 feet or above, and then point 3, which is our FAF, 3,000 for instance, and then the glide path. So first thing, VNAV, 5,000 in the MCP altitude. Then when I am at 1 mile from point 1, I will go down and select 4,000, and it will continue to follow the path with no problem.
Okay. Yeah. Now I understand. Yeah.
That's exactly how we fly the AirNav approach as well.
So you are setting, while flying these legs, you are setting the aboves to a fixed point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to follow and to be aware where is the where am I at the moment? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's helpful. That's right.
Finally into some ortho again.
Sasu, you might think what we are doing here is very dilettantic.
Well, actually, I can tell you, I have seen much more crazy things. It's everybody. I started with the simulator as well before doing the transition into the real one. So I mean, everybody started. The thing is, in which way, what is your attitude to what you are doing? I mean, if you are just playing or if you want to learn more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you just messing around or are you actually wanting to learn?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I not understand. What I not understand is we are at Kirky. Are you on my screen, Sasso?
Yes.
We are at Kirky here. Let's have a look at like this. Okay.
Yes.
And it says 240. And what we see here is it's set to, what is it? 250 and 255. So reaching this, it would change to 240, or is it let's say
my feeling is that at the moment he's keeping the Mach number until he will reach 240. Now if you go into the descent page into the FMC, so if you press DES, no, there we go, it's 240 below flight level 100, but the descent profile is built at 255. So it's correct.
Yeah, correct.
So it's fine. I mean, it will decelerate after. As soon as you reach flight level 100, it will start to decelerate to 240.
Yeah, but it's at 50 to 55 at that moment, and does the aircraft manage then to not to exceed 250 below 100?
Well, is what is written in the FMC. I mean, the FMC says I will start to maintain I will do that transit into 240 knots below flight level 100. That's what is written there. So technically, is building your top of the descent as being created to maintain this restriction. As you can see now, if you look at the PFD, now we change into FMC speed. That means that your speed was going below 15 knots below the target speed, which was 255. So now, in fact, now it's changing again into retard because it reached 255, and now we're going arm wide. So if you don't touch anything and the speed drop 15 knots below your target, so in this instance 240, it will add thrust. But that's normal because you want to maintain 255 plus or minus 15.
But what are you doing then? What are you doing then normally? If you see it drops.
If it drops when he says arm wide, this means that you as a pilot, you can interact with the throttle and increase the thrust.
Okay.
So if you try now to press, like to move your lever, I don't know if you have a joystick or something, you can increase thrust. I don't know if it's well simulated here. Yeah, as you can see, it doesn't go back. You see?
Yeah. It's my throttle.
Now he's at 250, so of course. But if you let it drop, and then before it turns into FMC speed, you try to manage yourself, you can do it. Because arm wide means the servo motor is disabled. So you can set a position in the throttle.
Wow. At first I did something like a speed intervention, and then I set it, and then the throttle was moving then. Because I think if you do this, then you arm this, no, not arming, then you activate the motors, the servo motor, and then it's instantly going where you want to.
Yes,
in the
but
speed.
remember that in this case, you will make VNav behave a bit like level change. If you press speed intervent, it will not follow the path, but will start to aim for the speed that you set.
Okay.
So bear in mind this. Okay, so you just set the 3000, which is fine. He's reducing the thrust because he's on profile, so that's fine. And as you can see, put now the send page in the FMC.
Yeah, I am. It's a descent. Oh, now it's changed. Yeah, now something changed here. It's 240.
Yeah. Exactly, because you are below flight level 100. So when he switched the magenta color, this means he found a new restriction, and his aim now is to follow that new restriction. In this case, it's 240. I will suggest to set the QNH.
Oh yes. That
I
is...
know. Funny old story, I know.
So QNH is 1021. Oh, hold on. Now come on. These mouse settings are okay. We are at what is transition level here? I don't know.
Doesn't matter. I mean, when you are clear to an altitude, you just go straight into the QNH.
Yeah.
We don't wait the transition level. Fine. And I think you are missing the auto brake as well to brake.
I didn't need it. Is it?
You go with auto brake off.
No. I saw auto brake. Yeah. I take 1, 2. Yeah. I'm not calculating it now. It's I'm a bit overwhelmed about the information.
Don't worry. Well, quick calculation. More or less 60 tons of aircraft. More or less 60 tons. No wing, flaps 40, auto brake 3, 1,600. Flaps 30, 1,750 meters to stop. That's your brain calculation quickly. So usually flaps 30, auto brake 3, and reasonable wing. So I mean, unless you have 30 knots tailwind, but in that case I would say there has been a problem using that runway. You are safe.
10 knots just coming from the front.
Usually, okay, so it's fine, absolutely. Flaps 30, auto brake 2, and 10 knots on the nose. Yeah, 1,500 more or less, 1,600.
The question, this is a Virtual Ryanair flight, and they say flaps 40 is to be set. Normally.
It depends.
I wondered a bit, is that needing to be a standard? 30 is enough most of the time.
Absolutely. We used to be compulsory flaps 40 only for an auto land. Now we can use 30 or 40, but so we choose.
So 30 and auto 3 is okay, yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
unless you have 1,600 meters of runway.
That is here. What?
I have landed.
Absolutely fine. Which you are landing on 06?
Yes.
With auto brake 3 and flaps. Are you using flaps 30?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna be fine. If you do a nice touchdown, you may be able to do Sierra 4. Otherwise, you will go, I guess, to the end and then Hotel Sierra. Yeah, fine.
Oh, let's see. I tried to stop at Sierra 2.
Oh wow. That will be a stalled landing, basically. Yeah, you see now we start the game. Look at the speed. The speed went back to the up speed because that's normal. That's the VNAV. And as you can see now in the descent page, the new restriction is changing to 202/flaps. That means that he would like to go below that, but he doesn't go because you didn't select flaps. So it's fine for now. It's fine. Because now he has to turn, so there is no point to start to set now the flaps unless we are really high. But we are fine, we are on profile.
I forgot. Okay, I do a totally visual here now. I forgot to put any VOR things into it.
No, don't worry, you don't need. You use LNAV, VNAV. It's all in your navigation display. So it should work. Now, when he does the turn, I guess 3000 is the intercept altitude, so it's fine. You don't need the speed brake anymore because the speed is coming back nicely, and also the wind is gonna turn into headwind in a second.
Yeah.
So it's gonna help you to release.
2500.
So 3000 to intercept, that's fine. And that's it, nothing. LNAV will do easily. When we have the flaps out, we always open the speed intervent button to keep the speed under control on the MCP's window. Just
now,
that's a rule in my company.
Now here,
Yeah, now it's fine. And well, the Zibo treat the AirNav as an ILS because, as you can see, you will have the glide slope and the localizer. We don't have that feature, so technically we can.
That is not real. That is not real. That it doesn't.
Maybe there is maybe something optional, but we don't have on our aircraft. What we use VNAV. Now there is this VNAV alt here in the Zibo that I never understood because I don't know what the fuck it means, to be honest. So I don't know. Maybe if you try to reselect the VNAV, it will work nicely. It will go back into VNAV path. Because what you want is VNAV path. You don't want VNAV alt.
Okay.
So maybe just press VNAV and then VNAV again.
1,000 to go.
Nice. It says. Select approach then.
Now,
yeah, and now he works because I mean he intercepted the final approach course and the glide path. That's not how we fly the AirNav. I don't know why the Zibo is AirNav as an ILS.
1,000.
And he's not even descending.
Yeah.
But because of the speed, probably.
It's not descending.
Not descending. Okay. What do you know what runway inside?
06.
Yeah, disconnect. My suggestion is do an early configuration in this situation. So go with the gear, so
500.
You do the full configuration.
Approaching minimum.
What is that? Ah, no.
400.
It doesn't. What is that?
Minimums.
What is my yoke doing?
300.
It's not working correctly.
200. 100.
No control.
50,
Come on, you.
40, 30, 20.
I have no control. Ah, now it's working again. So, my yoke didn't work. So, speed brake arm. Come on. Yeah.
80 knots.
Yeah, go with the landing gear as well, to the landing flaps. Okay, if you are in a rush like this, consider that for a flaps 30 landing, the landing flaps safe is 152. So if you have like a blank window because everything shut down, just keep in your mind between 152 and 140 is gonna be a good safe speed to keep.
That annoys me with the mouse flying here. Navigating through the windows, through the view.
Still have the auto throttle in? Yeah.
Nice landing, sir.
Let's see what it brings.
I think it was okay. You are able to do to the right as well. You don't need to go to the left, I think.
Where's the terminal? The new terminal is on the left side, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, with that nav thing is something strange that I noticed with Zibo. He's treating the air nav as he was an ILS. Now I don't know, maybe is an optional feature for the Boeing, but we don't have it. I mean, when we do an air nav approach, we use LNAV and VNAV to fly, not approach mode. So I don't really know.
So where do we see what Zibo says to the... Now where is it? To the landing. Where do I have to go here? Is it ground? No.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, there.
Nice.
I have no idea where to taxi here. What is that? A lot of yellow lines here.
That's a little confusing.
Yeah, the landing was not leveled, I think. It was a bit of roll.
1,000.
Okay, guys, I gotta go wake up my wife. She slept in long enough. I purposely wake up at 6 a.m. so I can fly with you guys. Yeah, had a good landing. I did 225 feet. I don't get these guys along the airport. How did you get that?
Sam.
Okay.
Sam is here the dock
built into this airport. What's your landing rate there?
Let's see. Let's see. What does it say? Complete the flight. Can I see it here? No. So complete the flight, and then it says landing report. EBCI 178. With a land, yeah, that is not correct. I think with a landing speed of 117. I don't know where the, as Nico said, the measurement. When does it happen?
It's ground speed. It's ground speed. It's not your indicated speed, but it's a ground speed.
Yeah, but having in mind it was 10 knots, probably.